Take me home, 'cause I wanna feel like I belong. They relate to all this pain in my past, so they listen to my song. So let's go back to where it began and where it all started from. Take this chance, one last dance, 'cause I've been waiting way too long. Take my hand, I wanna show you something. Promise I've been dying to see ya. They say the grass ain't always greener. I guess what they're saying is true. In my dreams, that's where I seen her. Take my heart and take all of me, girl. Let me show you what I wanna do. I wanna spend the rest of my life with you. Are you listening, darling? Look where we started. Breaking in half, left us broken hearted. So where do we go from here? Are you listening, darling? Look where we started. Breaking in half, left us broken hearted. So where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? Yeah, where do we go from here? Are you listening, darling? Are you listening, darling? Are you listening, darling? Look where we started. Breaking in half, left us broken hearted. So where do we go from here?
Hello and welcome back, everybody, to another live stream. Of course, my name is AJ, one of the mentors here. And today, as always, we are going to go through the Bitcoin technical analysis. We are going to take a look at what is going on in these markets, okay, because it is very important to understand what is going on in these markets to actually extract profits from these markets, right? To profit off of these markets. And yeah, it is very, very possible. It is possible to make consistent profits in these markets. But yeah, of course, you need that know-how, okay? And you need that know-how of how the market works and what actually moves the markets, okay? Not all of this manipulation, Fugazi type stuff, right? There are legitimate reasons for price moving in each direction, not just an excuse that, my stop loss has been hunted or blah, 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 whatever other reason these these retail traders have for, consistently losing money in these markets. So yeah, of course, we will run through all of that today. We will take a look at, of course, how I'm positioned, what we're looking at here and what we're looking at next as well. I will try and keep it a little bit shorter. I do understand that, I am remaining patient at this moment in time, and patience does, require patience. Okay, being patient requires patience. Okay, and I do understand that hearing the same thing every day, may get a little bit boring. But again, it's very important to keep up with the markets, to make sure that you are prepared for every single potential scenario that is going to occur, of course. So let's jump into it. If you haven't already, then please do smash that thumbs up button. It really helps me out, helps the channel out, and I can continue to bring this content to you. And of course, if you are new, do subscribe and turn that bell notification on. But let's jump into it. Let's take a look at what is going on and what I'm doing. So still very much in the short trade. So any regular watchers here, as you can see, I am still very much in that short trade. Of course, we have realized $3,457 in a profit, and we still have, as of right now, $830 unrealized in this trade. Okay, so it's been a really, really nice trade that we entered into on Monday, the 30th of September, and we had this trade planned, okay, for quite a long time, right? And we came into our area of resistance or area of interest. Okay, we saw the setup and we took the setup, right? So as you can see here, Monday, September the 30th at 9:02 a.m. I told the team that I just took the short trade. Okay, so we took the short trade here, and yeah, I guess the rest was history. Right, took a TP1, telling the team here that I still feel we can go lower. Okay, look at all those long trades getting wrecked as price goes lower. Okay, TP2 as price is going lower. Okay, at that naked point of control, which of course was not necessarily a level of interest, but it was a level I was talking about. Okay, this is probably a good area to take some profits off of the table, right? And yeah, move the stop loss to entry, of course. And yeah, the rest is history. Like I said, it's been a really, really nice trade. And it still is, okay, where we are now. It is still a really, really nice trade. And all it does, all it requires from us right now, okay, is patience, right? That's all it is. Okay, that's what this trade requires. Okay, this trade doesn't require us to move our stop loss, doesn't require us to take any more profits. It doesn't require us to enter into a hedged trade, right? At this moment in time, all of this trade wants from us is patience. Okay, it is patience, and if we remain patient, okay, it will point us in the right direction either way, right? Either way. Again, price rises. Okay, this is what I've been saying for quite some time now. Price rises, hits our stop loss at entry, fine, right? We can look for a short trade at higher prices, okay, pointing us in the direction of another short trade, okay? However, if we do pull back as we are now, okay, and we continue to pull back, right, of course, this trade is going to show us some more returns, which of course can offer us another take profit as well on this trade, and initially, right, increase that realized P&L on the trade. Okay, so again, all this trade requires us to do right now is patience, right? We've taken the profit, we've moved the stop loss to entry. It's a risk-free trade. Okay, any more downside is just more profit, which is great, and we can take some more profits off of the table. Okay, so this is why right now it is very, very important to be patient if you are in a similar trade to this one here. Of course, this trade was given to the team, as all my trades are, in that Visionary Discord. Okay. And yeah, I'm very, very open with them about what I'm doing. I haven't told them that I'm entering into a new long trade. Why? Because I haven't entered into a new long trade, right? I've been quite open as well about this naked point of control here at now tapped naked point of control at $60,400. Okay, right. I was saying it could offer a nice possible long trade, and it did. Okay, it did offer a really, really nice long trade, but it wasn't in my plan to take this long trade. Okay, it wasn't in my plan. My plan was to actually take profits at this level, right? And initially still look for lower prices. And I still think, right, like I said yesterday, right, I still think that lower prices is possible as well. Okay, I do still think lower prices is possible. So again, it's patience, right? It's patience from here. Okay. One thing I want to talk about is the stock market. The stock market has had a rise today, right? So the stock market has had a rise, and it has made a new all-time high, okay? But what is Bitcoin doing? Bitcoin is pulling back over the course of today, right? Again, this goes back to what I say quite a lot, right? When the stock market pulls back, Bitcoin follows it pretty much to a T, okay? Pretty much every single time the stock market pulls back, we see Bitcoin follow it. However, when the stock market rises, okay, we don't always tend to see Bitcoin follow it, right? Sometimes Bitcoin can lag behind, right? Where it's just consolidating and then it possibly pumps, right? Or we see Bitcoin actually pull back whilst the stock market is rising. And that's kind of what we're seeing today, right? We're seeing the stock market rise, but Bitcoin's actually pulling back. Okay, so again, this just highlights what I say a lot, which is we have to be cautious when we are looking at the stock market, okay, in terms of taking trades on Bitcoin. Okay. And this is why, again, I will never let the stock market influence any trade that I take on Bitcoin. Okay. Okay. We can say, yes, that they are pretty correlated because they are, right? They are pretty correlated. Okay. But there are times like right now where we are seeing them, inversely correlated slightly. Okay, and it's only very slightly. I do understand that. Okay, but again, just because I'm seeing the stock market rise, Okay, it does not mean that I'm going to close out of this short trade. That's a very important thing to think about, right? And this is a big issue with a lot of traders nowadays. Is especially crypto traders, right? They look at the stock market rising and they get extremely fearful if they're in a short trade, and even if the short trade is in a really nice profit, okay, you will see those traders close out their shorts because they can see the stock market rising, which, okay, I understand. It's not really that stupid. It's not really that stupid of an idea, because again, Bitcoin, it does follow stock market when it does rise. A lot of the time it does. Okay. But what I say a lot, and I haven't said it in a while, is do never let the price of another asset influence, okay, your trade on a completely different asset, right? There's a time and a place for that, okay, and it's only very selected times, okay, and it's very rare as well. Again, the example that I use is some sort of black swan event. If we're seeing a huge crash, okay, like a huge crash on the stock market, okay, because something globally has happened, right, some sort of black swan event, then okay, yes, right, we're expecting that, okay, to feed into the crypto market, okay, and again, if we're in a long trade, this can be a good sign to get out of that long trade, okay, but then it goes back to what I say quite a lot anyway, which is if the stock market is pulling back, right, we do tend to see Bitcoin follow it pretty much every single time. Okay, it's when we see the stock market rise that we don't tend to see Bitcoin follow it as such. Okay, it does, right? It does at times, okay, but not all of the time. But yeah, this is kind of why I don't let the price of another asset or the direction of another asset influence what is going on within the asset that I'm trading, which of course is Bitcoin. Okay, that's pretty much all I trade. Is what I've been trading for the past few months anyway, just Bitcoin. Again, I will take the odd trade here on an altcoin or mainly Ethereum, right? But where I'm at right now, it's just Bitcoin. Why? Because it's what I prefer to trade. In my eyes, it's the easiest thing to trade. Okay, it is the easiest thing to trade, and yeah, it's my favorite thing to trade. Okay, and I mean, if you have something that works, I'm a big believer in don't change it. Right, don't change it whatsoever. And again, that's why I will never ever look at any other bits of analysis. Okay, I will only look at the analysis that I know works because it works. What's the point of changing it if it works, right? But getting back to it, right, this is how I'm positioned. I'm in that short trade, still very happy in the short trade. Again, I'm still confident that we could actually see lower prices here as well. I still think that's a possibility. Like I said to the team, what was this on the Monday? Again, I think I said this in the live stream on the Monday as well. This isn't a particularly good move up, okay, meaning that there's a high chance that we could just give all of that move back. Okay, that is a possibility. And that's kind of what we're seeing right now. Will it continue? I don't know. Do I care? No. Okay, I don't really care where price goes. Okay, I don't care where price goes. I'm just waiting for a major level. I'm just waiting for a new major level to possibly take another trade, right? And of course, we do have a few major levels below us, right? First major level below us, if we are going to pull back, okay, this is the bearish to bullish case scenario. And then, of course, I will go on to the bullish to bearish case scenario. But for the bearish to bullish case scenario, okay, there's always a bullish to bearish or bearish to bullish case scenario. That's always the case, right? Now, for the bearish to bullish case, price pulls back a little bit, right? We do have a naked point of control at 60,145 that I'm semi-interested in. Okay, semi-interested. Reason why is, it's a pivotal point. I know that liquidity is going to be sat here. It's not the preferred level, okay, but it is still a level. I have to acknowledge it. So if price is going to pull back into kind of this $60,150 area, I want to monitor what traders are doing. Okay, that's when, of course, I'll come into the order flow. I will take a look at what's going on within that order flow. Okay, and I'll see what traders are doing. So are we seeing lots of shorts open up down here? If that's the case, right, and we start to see price actually rise a little bit, then for me, this is actually looking a little bit more bullish rather than bearish. Okay, or are we seeing lots of traders getting, stopped out? I wouldn't, where we're at right now, I wouldn't say that we're going to see a huge amount of traders getting wrecked here. We'll probably see traders get wrecked here, but I wouldn't say that we're going to get a huge amount. Okay, so I wouldn't really be going off of that in terms of thinking about a trade. Again, with absorption, we've got it. Okay, let me just clarify this quick. Zoom in out a little bit more. So we've got it. We've definitely got it. Okay. In my eyes, it would be for the absorption, I'll be looking for a little bit lower, and we'll talk about that, right? But yeah, 60,145. Kind of what I'm looking at for this area here is I would like to see lots of shorts open up here. If we're seeing a lot of shorts open up here and then price starts to rise, that's when I'm getting bullish. That's when I'm looking for higher prices. Okay, of course, that's when I'll be looking to enter into a long trade down here. Okay, on that anticipation. But yeah, that's that for me. I have to kind of see short trades opening up there. Now, there is that opportunity that we do see lots of short trades open up there. Am I confident that we're going to see lots of short trades open up here? Not really. Okay, I don't really believe we could. Okay, I could, I'm not saying that we're not going to. Okay, but yeah, there is a possibility that we get shorts opening up here. Where we're at right now, I don't really believe that we are going to see that, to be honest with you. Just because we haven't seen shorts open up in, like a considerable amount of shorts open up for quite some time, right? The whole market, and I think a lot of people can agree with me here, even if you do not agree with everything I say, the whole market has been extremely bullish recently, okay? And, there is proof to it as well, right? There is proof, and I have proven that to you, okay, that the whole market has been extremely bullish in terms of retail traders, right? They have been extremely bullish. How do we know this, right? Well, we know this because every single move up here, right, has been longed like immensely by retail traders. Okay, like we've seen millions upon millions upon millions upon probably even billions, adding it all together, of long trades open up on every single move up. Okay, every single move up. But right on the move down, we've hardly seen any. We've hardly seen any short trades open. Okay, and mainly what has fueled these pullbacks, okay, has actually been these long trades getting wrecked. Now, what retail traders look at, okay, is they look at these pullbacks, okay, and think, who's selling, right? Who is shorting, right? But what they're not thinking about is the logic, okay, in the market, right? That everybody seems to ignore, right? The logic, okay? This is not people necessarily selling, okay? And this is not necessarily people, this isn't people shorting, okay? But this is not necessarily people selling. It is people selling, okay? But it's not people who are intentionally selling, right? It's people who longed this move up and are getting liquidated, who are getting stopped out, right? Who are getting wrecked, okay? Because they are over-leveraged, over-positioned in a FOMO long, right? And retail traders, like I said, are looking at this and thinking, who is selling? You'll see it with all the influencers as well, right? You'll see it with all the influencers. They will put on their titles, who is selling Bitcoin right now? Okay, blah, 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 right? And, you'll probably find them out there, okay, on each one of these moves down. You'll see videos out there, right? But what they don't know, okay, is what's actually causing this pullback. And we know what's actually causing these pullbacks, right? Again, it's not people selling. It is people selling, but it's not people intentionally selling. Sounds funny, but it doesn't make sense. I understand, right? But it is people selling, okay, because it's the long trades closing, okay, which of course is the long trade selling. So, the whole market has been incredibly bullish, right? So getting back to it, I don't think that we're going to see a huge amount of short trades open up here, okay? So in terms of taking a long trade here, this is why I say it's a key level, but it's not like a major key level, because I just don't really think we're going to see what I want to see there. It's we could, right? And I'm not ruling it out, and that's why I'm still speaking about this level. Okay, but I just don't believe that we're going to see what I want to see for the long trade, because I just know how the whole of the market is right now, and the whole of the market is just incredibly bullish. What I would rather be looking for, okay, is a little bit further down. Okay, many people are going to be disagreeing with me here. Okay, I know one person in particular, okay, who's going to disagree with me on this, right? But if we want the bullish case scenario, I do think the better opportunity, okay, and the better scenario is a pullback, okay, for then a rise. Of course, right? I want the pullback because I know that there's a good trade here, right? I know that I know that there's a possibility of a good trade there. Right? It's not certain, okay, but I know that there's a possibility of a good trade at that level, right? But what's a lot of bullish people forget about, okay, is that to have any good rise up, we do kind of need to have a pullback, okay, and to just rise from here, fine, great, we can do it, okay, but initially, right, it would just be a little bit better if we did flush out, okay, especially this horrible move up here, okay, if we flushed out all of the long trades that opened up on this horrific move up. Okay, why do I call this a horrific move up? Because there's no real structure to the move up, right? Whereas this move up here, this move up here, this move up here has had all of these moves up, right? They've had really nice structure. Okay, and what I mean by that is in terms of price action lining up really nicely with the order flow, with the open interest, with the positive delta. Okay, so each one of these rises that we've seen recently, these pretty, significantly big rises, okay, have been, fueled by open interest increases and positive delta increases, right? And that's very bullish, right? But on this tiny little bit of a move up, which, I class as a bit of a rubbish move up, okay, right, we've seen a little bit of an increase in open interest. We've seen like positive delta building here and there, okay, but it's not like a fluent increase, okay, it's a bit of a rubbish increase. And just to give you a bit of an example, right, show you, sorry, you can see here, okay, we've had an increase of open interest, increase of positive delta here, but then it's kind of just flatlined a little bit, not really done much. And we've actually, to be honest with you, seen more sells come into the market up here than we have actually seen buys in the market, right? So this has been a pretty rubbish move up. And again, like personally for me, it's like, okay, if we can actually give this move back, okay, as in we get a bit of a pullback and then we get the rise up, okay, that would actually be better, right? That would be much better for us if we were to see that. Okay, again, just giving you an example, right? If we're looking at it at a broader, on a bit of a broader perspective, okay, let's look at this move up here, right? This move up started at 52,500, let's call it, and it ended at 66,500. Okay, so a nice increase in price. What happens with the open interest? Well, the open interest started at 740 million. Okay, where did it end? Okay, well, it ended at 905 million. Okay, so that's a nice increase on open interest. Okay, what did we also see? Right, we saw a nice increase in positive delta. Okay, it's not the best, but it was an increase over time, right? So we started at minus 280 and we finished at minus minus 120 million. Okay. So that's a really, really nice increase, right? Of course, it doesn't, because it's in the minuses, right? You're looking at the numbers decreasing, right? Just for those who haven't been in a maths class for a very long time. But yeah, initially, right, open interest increasing, positive delta building over time. So this is a very, very good rise. Okay. Yeah. Okay. This is all FOMO retail traders longing, buying, blah, blah, blah. Right. But it's still a good move up, and it's a strong move up. Okay. And a move up like this is, when I'm actually quite confident. Okay. And, when I'm in a long trade from a low, I want to see these FOMO traders come in. Okay. I want to. But I'm very, very quick with understanding when we're now, too over, there's too many retail traders, too overexposed, too over leveraged. Okay. And that's, what I consider myself actually very good at in these markets. And I can actually predict. Well, again, I don't really like that word predict, but kind of like spot when we're about to see a big pullback. Okay. And, we've seen, I think I've proven myself many, many times over the past few months with each one of these pullbacks here. Okay. Because we know, right, how, we just know what retail traders are like. We know that they over leverage, over position themselves, and they can very, 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 very quickly get wrecked. I'm sure that you yourself have been one of those retail traders. I know for sure. For 3-4 years ago, that was me. Okay, that was me. Okay, I know it, right? And I know that every single retail trader goes through that. Okay, and there are millions and millions upon millions of retail traders who do not get through that stage. Okay, and just continue in that loop. Okay, in that cycle, right? And okay, these are the types of people, of course, that we like to, I know sounds horrible, take advantage of, right? But like I said, it's very, very easy, especially with order flow. Okay, this is the greatest tool within trading. It's very easy to spot when you're going to see these reversals. Okay, very easy to spot. Again, it's not necessarily for the short trades, it's for the long trades as well. Of course, we've taken not this long trade here. There was a long trade from there. I didn't take it, but the previous long trades, right? All of that using order flow. Okay, we can see, right? We can see when the best opportunities are at getting in, right? And getting back to it, right? On a pullback here, for me, this area, like I said, it's a level of interest, but it's just not, for me, the best area to get in. Okay, even this here, right? This pullback here. Okay, yes, there was a trade-off of it, right? But for me, it's still not the best opportunity to get into a long trade for higher prices in terms of a good move up. Okay, for a good move up. For me, okay, it would be a little bit lower. If we're gonna, flip bullish, right? Because remember, we're starting to form this bullish, higher time frame bullish structure. So it's actually starting to look a little bit more bullish. And again, like I said, for the past few days, we haven't seen this in about 7-8 months. Okay, we haven't seen this bullish structure, higher time frame bullish structure in about 7-8 months. Because for the past 7-8 months, we've been in bearish structure. We've kind of been in a bear market within the bull market, right? That's how it's been. Okay, so for me, a pullback to this area here, although there's millions upon millions upon millions of people who do not want to see this, and probably some of you do not want to see a bit more of a pullback, but to get that best opportunity, first of all, for getting into a long trade, but second of all, to actually see a good rise up, okay, to actually see higher prices, to actually get ever so closer to all-time high again, a pullback for me is kind of necessary, right? It is kind of necessary if we do want to see 70k or close to 70k or even close to all-time high or all-time high itself, right? To get up there, we need to have a little bit we need to have a little bit of a pullback here, okay? A little bit of a pullback that offers the best opportunity, okay? And again, this is all my personal, experiences with the market, my personal preferences on the market. This is just how I feel the market kind of needs to move to actually see this, right? It may not happen like this. I get it. Okay. But for the market to have like a good move up, right? A good move up, we do need to wipe out, right? Especially, this move here, right? This move here. We need to wipe this move out, right? Because this has just been a terrible move up, right? An absolutely terrible move up. The start of it, I have to say the start of the move wasn't too bad, right? Nice open interest increases, nice increase of positive delta. Volume was slacking a little bit, right? But the rest of it, it kind of just got a little bit rubbish, right? But to see a good move up, right, I feel as though we need to get a little bit further down to then go, okay? And the reason why I think we can go, right, is of course because we're now forming that higher time frame bullish structure. And if we can continue to hold that higher time frame bullish structure, then without a shadow of a doubt, we can go. There are signs of absorption, right? There are signs of bullish absorption, right? Where the shorts, the sells in the market are getting absorbed, right? There are signs of that. There are bullish signs, okay? And, if you are a long-term investor, then from here, okay, it's not a bad area to get in, right? I personally don't believe it's a bad area to get in. I do think, okay, that if we can continue to hold this bullish structure, there is something bullish cooking, okay? There is, right? If we start to lose the bullish structure, that's when I get quite bearish again. Okay. Again, I'm still where I'm at, like on the broader perspective, I'm still bearish because we're still very much in the downtrend, right? But I'm starting to sway just a little bit more neutral to a little bit more bullish, right? Because we're forming higher time frame bullish structure, which we haven't done in a very, 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 very long time. Okay. So it's just something to think about. Just something to think about. If we do want to see this move up, right? Seeing them pull back first is actually a very, very good thing. That's kind of what I'm trying to get at here. Right? If we see a pullback first, okay, that's a good thing, right? If we can then get the trade here, that's a good thing, right? If we pull back, of course, we don't get the trade and we go lower. That's, of course, a very bearish thing. I do understand that, okay? So there is that possibility it can get bearish, right? But if we can pull back, we can see the bullish signs here, we can hold the bullish structure, then we can go. I do think that we can honestly go, right? So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Let's just pull up the chat quick. I can see some comments are coming. Ready, good to see you back, my friend. Nice, I can't speak. Nice analogy. Thank you very much. Damien, good to see you back as well, my friend. If you pull the fixed range from all-time high to current price, we hit the POC to the dollar. We are stuck at the magnet zone. Someone is waiting to take control of price. Yeah, that's pretty much bang on, to be honest with you. There's no one's really grasping control right now. Nor the bears or the bulls are really grasping control. And to be perfectly honest with you, we've been like that for 7-8 months. We've been like that for 7-8 months. No one's taking charge. No one's grabbing the bull or the bear by the cojones, right, and taking control. And that's why we've seen this kind of just consolidation phase, downwards consolidation phase. And to be perfectly honest with you, maybe the bears have been a little bit strong. Well, I guess we can say the bears have been a bit stronger here because, of course, we've been in bearish structure. Okay, so the bigger players that are selling up here have been a lot more powerful than the bulls that have been down here, right? Why? Because we're in bearish structure. That's kind of logic, right? So yeah, that's very, very true. And if let's just bring up that fixed range. No one's grasping control here, and this is why there's so much uncertainty right now. Where's that from? All the way from back there. What's that doing? So let's just update it to. So you said, I'm guessing you're saying from the. Yeah, so yeah, we've rejected off of that POC. From the all-time high, you said though. So let's just pull it from the all-time high. I pulled it from the start of the range. Okay, yeah, so perfectly off of that POC. So I mean, yeah, you could have built lots of confluence there for a short trade. Again, not really in my plan. Again, I'm already in a short trade. I'm already in this short trade, so I'm very comfortable with how I'm positioned. So not really looking for another short trade. But yeah, with that PIC, I guess you can build some confluence for a short trade, or you could have. Sorry, not anymore. It's that opportunity's been missed. But yeah. If we pull it from what I believe is the start of the range here, yeah, POC is set a little bit higher. But yeah, this goes back to just showing like the power of these fixed range tools. I understand that I haven't used it in quite a few months. It's not that I'm not using it anymore. It's just how price action has been. I haven't needed to use it. Okay, I haven't needed to use it. But remember, if you're a bit of an OG or you've been here for quite some time, all the way back here, right? We of course begun trading this downwards consolidation phase with a fixed range, right? And it offered just amazing opportunities for shorts at the high. Okay, at the of course we took this short trade here. Okay, offering shorts above that value area high, and of course offering long trades right from that value area low. Okay, and I know that was. I'm not going to try and pronounce his name. I still don't know how you pronounce his name, but there was a guy on here was it a week ago or 2 weeks ago, talking about you can only pull fixed ranges from, from a specific period. Okay, it had to be from the start of the month to the end of the month, or the start of the week to the end of the week, which I believe is complete nonsense. I think you can pull these fixed ranges from anywhere, and I think this right here is proof that you can. When did I pull this from? The 29th of Feb, so the end of February, right? I guess it's pretty close to March, but you can pull these from literally random areas. Okay, you've got a bit of a range up here, right? You pull it from that range there, okay, and it can offer you some really, really nice trading opportunities. Okay, here, perfect example, right? There was a long trade off. You could have looked for a long trade here, right? Did it go to value area high that you were expecting it to? No, it didn't. But where did it go to? It went to POC. POC is always a good take profit point. Take profit one, move the stop loss to entry. That is a profitable trade in itself, right? If you pulled it back a little bit further, it could have helped you enter into a short trade up here, right? Because you're above value area high. That offers the best opportunity for a short trade. Okay, so yeah, going back to a few streams ago, whenever that was, you can pull these fixed ranges from anywhere, and it's one of my top 5 favorite technical analysis tools. It's probably top 3, to be honest with you, favorite trading analysis tools. And again, I understand I haven't used it for quite some time, but trust me, I do use it all of the time. The market conditions where we are now it's not been necessary, right? It's just not been necessary. So we haven't really needed to use it. But yeah, we can still pull it from the start of this range to the end of this range. Even though it's a bit of a downtrending range, you can still use it, right? Because exactly like Damien's just showed us there, we've rejected from the POC perfectly. I'm still in a short. I'm taking large profits from the original long from the naked point of control. Just waiting to see where the magnet goes next. Best thing to do, right? Just patience, wait and see. If you're positioned in a very risk-free manner, okay, i.e. you've taken profit, you move the stop loss to entry, then there's no reason to do anything. There's no reason. You might as well just sit and wait, because you've got yourself into a profitable scenario. Okay, what's the point of trying to come up with a trade that's not necessarily a a trade you should be taking, right? It's wait and see. It's a very, very hard thing to wrap your head around and get to a stage where you can confidently say, I don't need to do anything. It's hard. But yeah, once you can get to that stage, it's an amazing position to be in. Again, like the position I'm in now, I don't care where price goes. I'm just very happy to sit in the short trade I'm in here. Of course, this isn't the best position I could be in, right? I could be, of course, in that long trade in that long trade from down here, okay? That, of course, I missed because I was asleep, right? If I was in that long trade, I'll still have some of that long trade open, and I would be in a short and a long trade, and that is the best position to be in. Of course, previously we were in that position where we had a long from here and a short from here. It's the best possible position to be in, okay? The best possible position to be in, because you don't have to do anything. You can just sit there and the money prints itself. Yeah, complete nonsense. It would be better to have a fixed range where the price made a high to a low. It's better respected. That data is in front of you. Probably just needs help respected. Yeah. Complete nonsense. It's better to have a fixed range where the price made a high to the low. It's better respected. That date is in front of you. Probably just needs help. Yeah. So yeah, it is nonsense. It is complete nonsense. It's literally just where a range is. Like, you can pull it from here. To be honest with you, because this is kind of a range. It's a bit of it's a ascending range. Okay, so. But you still can pull it, right? You still can pull it. And again, you're above value area high here, and offers good shorting opportunities, right? It does. And then if you pull it, I would, bit too early, really, to be honest with you. You could, but yeah, opportunity, of course. This was the long trade that we were looking at. Again, I didn't take it because, like I said, I was asleep. Right, but again, you're below value area low. There was a long trade that I would have been happy to have taken if I was awake, right? And price rose, okay, up to value area high, right? For the short trade, where could it go now, right? Well, let's just see. Let's just see. I just want to see what the POC is doing. Let's just see. So we didn't quite come down to POC. Okay, but POC, right, can offer a nice TP1 if we do come down to that. Of course, this is just talking in terms of if you're trading this fixed range. Of course, I've already taken a TP1, TP2 on the short trade. But yeah, could offer a nice TP1 there. If you lose POC, then you look into value area low, right? Below value area low, what's it offering, right? It's just offering some really nice possibilities to enter into a long trade, okay? And it's confluence, right? Because we're looking for a long trade down here anyway, right? To bring the exact levels up, okay, here, kind of at value area low, right? We're kind of looking for a long trade there. So, yeah, just an amazing tool. You can pull it from everywhere. If you hear someone say that you can only use it on a daily, weekly, monthly, I believe it's nonsense. Okay, maybe they have their reasons for it, right? And if it consistently makes them profit, okay, fine, it works for them in that way, right? But for me, okay, it works for me in another way, which of course is just pulling it wherever we have a range. Okay, that's how I use it. That's how it works for me. So yeah, but again, it's like, never ever use it. Just pull it and expect price to pull back from here, rise from here. You got to look for confluence, right? But it's a very, very useful, very powerful tool. As price action below value area low is extreme value from the initial impulse. Exactly. And it just shows you where price is below fair value. again, above value area high when price is above fair value. And then, PLC, of course, fair value. That's, what is deemed in that period that you've chosen is fair value. And you can go over to the daily. The daily. This is literally just those fixed ranges in terms of this is daily, this is weekly, right, and this is monthly. Okay, so the monthly fair value right now, okay, is at $62,100. That's what the market considers the fair value of Bitcoin is, right? So yeah, of course, offers, not for me, trading opportunities, more so take profit opportunities. But yeah, anywhere above fair value or below fair value offers, right, good short trades from above fair value, good long trades from below fair value. That's kind of how I look at it, right? But yeah, people do take trades, and I won't sit here and say that I haven't taken trades off of the POC, because I have. But yeah, at the POC, it's not always the best trade in my eyes. Personal experience, not always the best trade. But I'm not going to sit here and say I haven't taken a short or a long at POC, because I have, and I'm sure you'll find one fairly recently, maybe 2 months ago. In that, I do remember one of them. But yeah, it's of course there were other reasons for it as well, and that's just a bit more confidence. Anything above value area high is expensive from the initial low to the high. So simple but powerful. Exactly. Yeah, volume Wells analysis is insane for so much confluence, so much understanding tool. Yeah, it's absolutely amazing. Volume is a very, very important thing, and not necessarily. And you can see I don't even have it on here. I have VWAPs, which are another amazing tool, and I haven't used them recently, to be honest with you. Just haven't found the right trade with off of the VWAP, but I don't even have volume on here, right? Volume's a very important thing. This kind of volume, it's lagging. It's not necessarily lagging, but it's like, yeah, it just doesn't give you enough information. This doesn't, a lot of retail traders use this and say, we need to see a breakout with a big spike. You're already late to the trade. First of all, you're already late to the trade. And second of all, if you're seeing a big spike in volume, you're definitely too late for the trade. So yeah, that's why I deem this a little bit useless in terms of helping you enter into trades. Right, okay. It's good in the sense of, we can see when volume's tapering off, right? We can see when volume's increasing over time. Okay, you can see here a really nice increase in volume. Okay, price, of course, is increasing as well, right? This is a very healthy, a very good move up. That's how you can look at it. And then, of course, over time, we have seen, volume decreasing pretty much over time, and this price is pulling back. It's not, it's not great market conditions. But yeah, again, I never have this on my chart. I deem it pretty useless in terms of how I trade. Of course, it can be useful for people. I do understand that, but in terms of how I trade, a little bit useless. But yeah, the volume, again, is very important. Just that part of it, that one is, yeah. Again, we've got VWAPs, which is volume as well. Okay, volume based, right? Fixed ranges, of course, which we've just been speaking about, which is volume based. Then, of course, you have true volume, right? Which is, the volume here on the order flow, which is volume in each singular candle, okay, which is very helpful. Okay, it is very helpful. And what else we got? You've also got time-based time-based naked points of control, and that's done with time rather than volume. Okay, so you've got time-based fixed ranges. So instead of it being volume, it's time, which can also be helpful. But I mainly use volume. Volume is very, very important in these markets. But yeah, I was hoping that we would see a bit of a move in this. Let's bring up the stock market as well. See what the stock market's doing now. Yeah, it still looks like it wants to rise on the stock market, but Bitcoin's actually still looking like it possibly wants to go lower. We're just not really seeing anything happen, are we? We're just not seeing anything happen. But yeah, like I said earlier, right? I think it's actually in the Bulls' best interest that we see a pullback. Oh, we see a pullback and then we shoot up. I do think that's in the Bulls' best interest. If you are a Bull, I think it's in your best interest that we see a pullback first and then we go. That's what I would like to see as well, anyway. Do you know I made most successful trades from huge profits between 1:30 and 2:30 GMT time? Coincides. Big whale takes control after his lunch. Yeah, that's when they're the happiest, aren't they? After they've eaten some food. I know I'm happy after eating some food, so I'd probably be quite happy taking some profits off of a trade after I've had lunch. But yeah, to be honest with you, successful trades from huge profits between 1:30 and 2:30. Yeah, have you recorded that, Damien? Because to be honest with you, I couldn't tell you when I make the most profits in these markets, to be honest with you. I guess I would have to look back in the Discord and see. I don't know if there's a common theme of time when I take profits. To be honest with you, for me, it's just a little bit random, I think. But yeah, if you haven't already, please do make sure you smash that thumbs up button. I can see we've got 6 likes, I think. So smash that thumbs up button. Really helps me out, helps the channel out. Yeah, recorded it. It is similar with the stock market as well. That's interesting. That is really interesting, to be honest with you. Yeah, I don't think there's really a set time that I take like a huge amount of profits. To be honest, I think it's all just a bit random for me, which again is it's kind of like my trading. It's a little bit random. I have no time. I consider myself more of a 24-hour trader rather than I start trading at 9 a.m. and then I finish trading at 5 p.m. It's like when there's a trade, I will take the trade. If, of course, I'm able to take the trade, of course, if I'm awake. I know a lot of traders, especially stock market traders, they have, I guess they have to because the stock market closes, right? But they have set times, right? They'll trade Asia session, they'll trade London session, New York session, they'll trade the close as well. There's all of these sessions that you can be trading. But with Bitcoin, of course, this is 24/7, 365 days a year. There's a lot of time to relax here. But yeah, it does require you to take trades at after hour times, I guess. Um, let's. I prefer it this way as well. I prefer because I did trade the stock market and I traded. Um, I usually traded New York and close. That's what I used to trade on the stock market. I can hold my hands up and say I wasn't very successful at it. I wasn't that successful at it. I didn't get any success from it. Um, this was maybe over 4 years ago. 4 years ago, at least 4 years ago. I didn't get any success from it because, of course, I was trading triangle patterns and head and shoulders patterns all the way back then. But yeah, back then when I would, walk away from the charts at a set time. I would come to the charts at a set time. Um, but yeah, to be honest, I kind of just prefer this now. It gives me a bit more freedom in my life, to be honest with you. In terms of not having to be sat behind the laptop and just looking at charts. It means that I can sit down, look at it for 10 minutes, set my alerts, come back to it when my alerts are set off. Of course, it's a little bit different now. That's kind of what I used to do. It's a little bit different now because, of course, I'm sharing my, sharing my analysis now. So, I'm spending, of course, a bit more time at the computer because I'm making these videos for you and I'm making updates, all of that good stuff. So, yeah, of course, I spend a little bit more time talking about them, but it's just something I enjoy doing. So I actually don't mind it. But yeah, I do kind of hate having I think it's just me personally anyway. I just hate having a set time for anything. Um, like I'd rather just trade how I trade now, where it's like, the trade could come at any time, right? And of course, that does mean that you occasionally are going to miss some trades. Again, this really nice rise up here. I wish that I was in a long trade, took advantage of this, but yeah, this presented itself to me. It was actually a Friday, and it was like between 10 and 11 o'clock, and I was shattered by then. I'd gone to bed by then, and we saw this really nice pullback into that area I was looking to long, and then woke up the next morning and of course had missed the opportunity. But again, like, it's different for everybody. Everyone's going to have different preferences on how they want to trade in these markets. You guys may want to have a set time you're at the charts, a set time you leave the charts, and other than that time period you do not look at the charts. Other people may want to do it how I do it, where there's no real set time that you need to be at the charts. It's okay, let's do our analysis. This is how I do it anyway. Do my analysis in the morning. Okay, just check up what's happening, what's happened, what could possibly happen. Right, set the alerts, step away. Right, once the alerts are set off, okay, then you come back and you check things. Right. Of course, throughout the day I will bring it up on my phone. I do it far less than I used to now. But yeah, I do bring up the charts on my phone, and I just like see where we're at. Even though my alerts haven't been set off, I just check where we are at. Are we heading to this key level possibly, or are we heading to the lower key level possibly? I still do that, but yeah, I'm not constantly every 5 minutes like checking it. But yeah, like I said, it just kind of gives you the freedom. It really does give you the freedom, and it really helps, in my eyes, trading this way if you have a full-time job, because yeah, it requires a very minimal amount of time actually looking at the charts, which, to be honest with you, I prefer, because I think if you look at these charts too long, and I'm sure a lot of you can agree with me, you will drive yourself crazy. And I have been there, where I've been looking at these charts for 12 hours a day, and I drove myself absolutely crazy. But then I realized you don't actually have to look at the charts that often. Okay, set your levels, wait for your levels to be tapped, then look at the charts, see what's happening. Okay, and take the trade if the trade is there. It's a very relaxing. Still, like, if you're not confident, if you're not experienced in it, okay, right, that period of where you're looking at the chart and you're thinking, oh, right, there's a trade here, I should take it. I understand that can be very stressful for people, but yeah, it's a very I believe it's a very stress free type of trading. Even though the actual trade entry, it's always going to be stressful for anybody coming into this. It's always going to be stressful, and if you're confident enough in what you're trading, right, the trade that you're taking, because you built statistics on it, or you've been trading it for quite some time, and you've been successful at it, right? It's pretty easy, and this is how it works for me, right? I pull up the exchange, I put in, right, whatever percentage of margin I want to put in the trade, and I just click a button. For me, it's just very stress free. I just do it, okay, and then afterwards I set my stop loss. What I've been doing recently sometimes is actually I haven't done it on the past few trades, I know that, but I would set. I usually did this late at night. If I thought price was going to move and we were going to come down to a key level, I would set limit TPs. So we come down or come up, and we would hit a certain level, and it would just automatically take some profit off of the table for me. And I do actually really like those. I haven't used them in a few weeks, to be honest with you. Maybe a little bit longer, but yeah, I did actually like doing that. Again, it's just a tool that's really good to take advantage of when it's needed. When it's needed. Let's say we're getting close to a TP point, and I'm ready for bed. I'm not gonna stay up, right? I'm gonna set a limit TP. You don't have set time, just coincidence. It's just coincide. It's just me. Someone turns the money printer on at that time. Sorry, yeah, my dyslexia is kicking in. To be honest, I haven't noticed that. I'll have to keep my. It's just someone turns the money printer on at that time. Yeah, I mean, I'll have to, if that's, if you're talking about that 1:30 to 4:30 GMT time, I'll have to look at that and see what actually happens there, because I haven't really actually noticed that myself, to be honest with you. The Japanese yen carry trade is going to crash the market, especially hedge funds selling the yen to buy dollars, then buy stock market is going unwind when BOJ increases rates when they are at zero. So I did a little bit of research into this. Again, I say this. I haven't said it in a while, but I say this a lot. Where I will never over analyze news, but I will skim read it, and I will just get a fairly good understanding of what's going on. I can't, again, go into detail with what you're talking about here. I know what you're talking about, but I can't go into detail with it because I haven't talked about. I haven't looked into it enough and got enough information on it. But yeah, from what I've grasped from other people's perspective on it, is that this Japanese yen, if it is going to, if we are going to see a big crash in it, it's gonna fuel into the stock market, right? And yeah, again, that will feed most definitely into Bitcoin, right? We can say that Bitcoin is soon enough going to be uncorrelated with the stock market, and when the stock market pulls back, we're going to see Bitcoin pump. We're not there yet, so yeah, without a shadow of a doubt, if we see that happen, stock market dumps, we'll see Bitcoin follow it. Stock market is actually still up there at close to its all-time high, very close to its all-time high, literally like $10 off. Bitcoin's pulling back here even more. So again, like, I don't think this is all that bad. And there was a previous example, to be honest with you, that I was showing a few weeks ago, where we saw the stock market rise, we saw Bitcoin actually pull back, stock market continue to rise, and then we saw Bitcoin finally follow it. And that's kind of what we could see here. This is what we could see here, where we see stock market making new all-time highs. It could continue to make another all-time high. Bitcoin pulls back here. We get a long trade, then Bitcoin goes, and we get that big move to follow the stock market. So that's something to also be a little bit aware of as well. And I think we could see that, right? If the stock market continues to rise and Bitcoin continues to pull back, I would expect Bitcoin to get that move up, right? But yeah, not unless we just wiped out some of these more, some more of these long trades, get the long trade somewhere down here, and then we go. So yeah, we'll have to look out for that. And of course, yeah, any lower here, in this kind of area that I'm looking to long, I'm going to take some more profits off of that long trade. Of course, first people to know about it will be the team on the Discord, as they always are. When I enter into a trade, when I take profit, that's where all of the insights are, in the time insights. But yeah, I think I will leave that there, to be honest with you. We've been live for over an hour now. So yeah, I will probably leave that there. So yeah, I hope you have enjoyed. I hope you have gained some knowledge from this. That's my goal here, as always. And yeah, gain a good understanding of what we can kind of look for, right? So yeah, of course, I've talked about my plan, how I'm positioned, what I'm looking for next. So yeah, I will, like I said, leave that there. And yeah, before I go, please do smash that thumbs up button. Really helps me out, helps the channel out, and I can continue to bring this content to you, of course. And yeah, if you're new, subscribe for daily updates like this, of course. During the week, not on the weekends, of course, but yeah, during the week, daily updates like this, then yeah, make sure you subscribe and turn that bell notification on. But yeah, I will leave that there. Of course, if you want access to the Visionary Discord, first link in the description. Free Discord is the second link. But yeah, have a lovely, lovely, lovely rest of your day. Good to see familiar faces here. Reddy, good to see you back, my friend. And Damien, always good to see you here as well, my friend. So yeah, thank you very much for your input. And yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow for, of course, the next live stream. So yeah, Jamie Rogers, good to see you back, my friend. Good to see you here as well. So yeah, take care, everybody, and see you later. Goodbye.
Take me home, 'cause I wanna feel like I belong. They relate to all this pain in my past, so they listen to my song. So let's go back.